Hi, my name's Jamie McIntyre, the CEO and founder of 21st Century Education. And 21st Century Education has now reached over 550,000 people from around 17 different countries. And we've been excited about the amazing product lineup of educational programs and strategies that I learnt myself or that transformed my life. But also strategies that have been taught by some of our leading lecturers. 21st Century Education, unlike university or school, which is often being considered the 19th century education model, is not taught by those with theory, but to be on stage and to teach at 21st Century Education. And these strategies and programs are taught by people who have a PhD in results. To give you an example, some of our programs and guest lecturers at our events have been people like Sir Richard Branson, the billionaire founder of Virgin, and or people like such as Arnold Schwarzenegger that has achieved success in bodybuilding through to Hollywood, to business and real estate and politics and a whole range of people that have extraordinary success stories. And these people can teach from real life. And just a part of the amazing lineup of programs that we've had for the last 15 years, with proven history of making such a positive impact from over 17 different countries. And I guess why we're having this conversation today is that after 15 years, 21st Century Education has decided, in order to reach even more people, with its goals of wanting to reach 1 million people by 2020, 10 million people by 2030, and as many as 100 million people around the planet by 2050. Because we believe by having a modern day 21st century education, it's the greatest gift that we can give to liberating those around the world. And in order to do that, we decided that we need help. And we'd like to invite you to be a part of this mission, this purpose, this journey, and encourage you and give you the opportunity, if you're looking for perhaps a change in direction, an opportunity to do remarkably well in business, by making available a business model that's perhaps unheralded, unmatched, unheard of, in the ability for passionate people to earn an extraordinary level of income by helping market and promote our leading edge e-learning certified 21st century education programs. And unlike many business opportunities, they don't fully have programs that people just want to enroll in just purely from the value of themselves. And these programs for 15 years have been out in the marketplace and people have achieved tremendous success stories. And now as a result, you'll be able to participate if you choose and able to generate an income by helping us spread the importance of a 21st century education, making these e-learning programs available to people seamlessly around the world. I'm very excited if you choose to be part of this journey. But first, let's take a look at and listen from some success stories of everyday people that have been doing these strategies that are taught in the program, the different programs, and what they've been able to do in their life, whether they've learned how to become successful real estate investors, or they've learned through the stock market how to generate instant cash flow from perhaps renting shares, or they've learned how to build businesses and business empires, or they just learned some of the strategies to teach them how to negotiate a pay rise or find their ideal career. Or they've also learned how to build internet businesses and develop multiple forms of income, like what I was taught by my earliest mentor 20 years ago. So listen to some of the stories, and then you're also going to hear from some people that have recently started building this business and the extraordinary income potential that's available to the right people that are passionate, want to learn, but also more importantly, have the opportunity to earn while they're learning these education programs through building a business around the world. Take a look.
I was able to create the lifestyle that I wanted. I was able to go on holidays when I wanted. I had no boss breathing down my neck saying, hey, you can't go on a holiday, or this is the time when you can go on holidays. So I've completely enjoyed having an online business, and I absolutely loved helping people achieve their dreams, and that's what it's all about. Then I came across 21st Century E Network. Oh my God, the model is phenomenal. And I completely saw an instant opportunity of how I could earn more money again. So I've gotten started, I've joined, I'm so excited. I love the model, and I love the fact that people can earn while they learn. I love the fact that people can change their lives. You can learn to create a great income online and then put that into investment strategies, which is what the company is all about.
It really kind of opened your mind to look up like outside of where you are at the moment, because most people are kind of, we're all in uni, we're all working, we all think that 9-to-5 jobs are the answer when realistically they're not, and so we want to kind of get outside that bracket and move forward as an entrepreneur, and it's a hard thing to comprehend without actually hearing people that are up on stage that are kind of like mentors.
Mindset is the first step in wealth and abundance, and trying to achieve the right positive mindset, having the right values and beliefs, and being able to utilise the knowledge and also the creativity to find those opportunities in the marketplace. I found that was a very valuable piece of experience.
Jamie McIntyre talks about, coming in here, you'll end up with a buffet of strategies available to you, and really you walk out of here with a quality problem on what you're going to do and where you're going to go from here. So like it's there's a lot of variety. There's a mass amount of variety, yeah.
People that can take my business to the next level, and I've learned a bunch from Tim, especially about designing a business that has elements of automation as well as elements that can help us scale really fast in a productive and efficient way. So I had a great time today, and I would recommend it to anyone.
The whole thing was inspiring, and walk away from here feeling really inspired to just
take action.
Take action, yeah.
Have done an amazing transformation of my own life, and now I'm back 5 months later with as many of my family and friends that I could drag with me, and it's just amazing to see them from a perspective where I was 5 months ago, and the looks on their faces when they find a strategy that may apply to them, and they're going to take it like a bad fish and run with it, as hard and fast as they can to freedom.
It's absolutely incredible. It's just so many different types of speakers, pinpointing different factors, and if you don't fit in with one of them perfectly, you don't understand one of them, somebody else will pick it up and it'll be your learning style, because everyone has their own learning style, and one of them will pinpoint your learning style.
There's a lot of different varieties in the room, and I believe that it appeals to a lot of different people. So that's what I like about these events. So you pick up bits and pieces and sort of fills in the gaps and what you need in your life. So it's really good.
I'm really excited to get started.
I would recommend 21st Century to anyone, because everything's possible and anything's possible in 21st Century.
Jamie McIntyre is an extraordinary human being, and I love that he says that he has a PhD in results, because I am a professor of action. So we're going to get along really well with Joe. But I want to congratulate him for doing such a great job and helping hundreds of thousands of people discover their potential. And it is great to work with him here on this conference.
Hi there. Come on in. Welcome to my home. So let's get down to business, and I'll share with you some, I guess, concepts and strategies that, as an educator and financial educator for the last 15 years, I've shared, many of the things that have worked for me that I learned 20 years ago off my first millionaire mentor, and then we'll lead into how you can apply these same strategies to your life wherever you're at. As looking back, and certainly in my life, when I first learnt these strategies and concepts, I was, as I said, almost 150,000 in debt and close to bankruptcy, and I had no money. So all these strategies work for whatever financial position you're in. If some people say, well, what have I got no money, will it work? Well, I wish I was starting at zero 20 years ago as well, below that. So it doesn't really matter where you are financially right now in your life. These strategies work, and they've worked for tens and tens of thousands of people. So let's take a look at it. What I often teach is that, jot this, you think about this word, the word is synergy. And if you want to become wealthy, and it doesn't matter in what you want to do in any endeavor, synergy is the key that really worked for me. If you want to reduce the amount of time it takes to go from point A to point B, the ability to compress decades of knowledge, but also compress decades as far as the time it takes to go from point A and point B being where you want to be financially and the quality of life. You really need to take advantage of synergy. And synergy, I guess, is 1 + 1 equals more than 2. 1 + 1, when you combine a strategy with another one, you're going to often get there quicker. And as I illustrate this, you'll see exactly what I mean and why at 21st Century Education, this opportunity you have to learn with our e-learning programs and also apply the business opportunity to what you're learning is so remarkably unique. And I'm so excited how it works and what it's going to do for people, not just individuals, but right around the world. So let's take a look at this. So what you do, most of us start with a job, true? And many of you watching this now might have a job, and whether you're satisfied or not with your job, most people are unsatisfied with their job. And that's one of the reasons they're not wealthy. They don't enjoy what they do. So as you become a part of these e-learning programs at 21st Century Education, if you're the strategy you're going to learn, what you want to focus on, a lot of people just want to quit their job as quickly as possible. It's not always, I guess, the best necessary strategy. What you want to do is, we're going to teach you, as you're doing the programs, how to negotiate a pay rise. Because what we want to do is improve your income to start with. Because this is the typical way most people become wealthy, is from their income they save money and they invest it. Where do you think? Where do they invest? Of course, into real estate. Now, I don't care if it's just in Australia or in America or many countries in Western societies. If people save up the surplus income and invest in real estate, and over time, generally real estate will go up in value. Of course, there's been some anomalies of that with the US property market, where it's crashed since 2006, but that's gave a lot of buying opportunities as well. But particularly in Australia and other countries, we've seen generally over time appreciation of that. So that's another way. So this is probably the most common way in a Western world people become wealthy. Taking their job income surplus and buying property, and over a long period of time they create wealth. I've helped many people. I was taught buy 2 properties and 10 years time they double, and you can basically build a significant retirement income out of it. The other thing I learned after that was to invest other areas really in the stock market. So I learned a strategy where I could pull out some equity out of my properties that I started building almost 20 years ago, and I could do particular strategies in the stock market. Now in our e-learning programs, you're going to learn specific strategies on these where you can generate cash flow, such as renting shares. It's a terminology as an educator that I created for a particular strategy. And now is very mainstream and has been enormously successful at helping people generate instant cash flow, because real estate generally might be a longer term strategy. And that's why not everyone does it when they should. It might take 10 years to create some wealth, and a lot of wealth over 15, 20 years can be created. But here's some strategy can generate instant cash flow. So they're effectively 3 ways. Now the only other way is to build a business. So I guess you could add in here is you can turn your job into a business. And I've founded over a dozen companies in the last 20 years, so I learnt a lot about business. So if you look at how I've created my wealth, it's originally starting with a job, learning how to get a pay rise, pour surplus cash into real estate and buy and hold that for a long period of time. I've also then used the stock market to pull some of that equity out and generate additional cash flow, but also built businesses. And I continue to do this, in particular in businesses, and real estate is where I focus most of the time. And that's been very effective at developing diversified income. These are all the things you're going to learn as part of the 21st Century e-learning programs to know how to specifically do this. But then what happened is the internet was born. And that gave us another opportunity. So I've also built, thanks to the internet, successful businesses. And you could add on here, I guess the 4th way is the internet. And that's what I'm excited about, because in this opportunity, you are now going to have the opportunity to develop a significant income that is quite instant, where unlike real estate, you might have to wait that 10-year period to see the really significant gains, is that you can generate cash flow pretty much in 30, 60 days for many people that could be equivalent or greater to their current job at this point. So effectively that gives us 4 ways to create wealth. And I'm going to suggest by using synergy, now you don't have to do all of them. You might just be happy to go, you know what, I just want to start in business, but I don't want a traditional business, because a traditional business could cost you $500,000 for a franchise, or then you have to employ staff and manage staff and the overhead and the time with that. And a lot of people don't have $500,000 to start. So that's what's appealing about the internet. Is that it's very low cost. For instance, the internet business with 21st Century E Network, for as little as $27, you can be underway and have your website and a blog, and away you go, and you'll be trained in how to build an internet business. So it gives us quite an opportunity to drive our income and use many of these methods. Does that make sense? So let's now focus on the internet business in particular as a way that you might want to consider as another form of income, and you might want to consider with what we're doing with 21st Century. And I'm excited by what we've done here and what we've accomplished in the last 15 years with impacting through the education, but now to create a business model that is remarkably breakthrough and leading edge in what's possible with the internet, and to help us spread the 20th century education around the world. So I guess the future is the internet. Most people will move from, if you go back to the 1800s, majority of people were self-employed. They basically were farmers. And industrialization age meant people needed to be trained in a 19th century school, conformity, and be trained to be employees, go and work in a factory production line. And people moved to cities. Now what's changed in the 21st century, the trend's going to go back the other way, where thanks to the internet, people will derive, most people in the future will derive their income from the internet. And they won't necessarily have to go to a job or into the CBD of a city to work in a head office. And that trend's already starting. So the key is you want to be ahead of trends. And that's what I talk about, particular merging of trends here that you want to know about. A lot of my wealth has been created through business, is being smart enough to preempt and see a trend and get in. If trend is your friend, and be flowing with the trend, but ahead of time. Don't wait till everyone jumps on the bandwagon of a trend. Get in earlier and you can benefit from that. So a trend is that more and more people are looking for income opportunities to work from the internet, and most incomes in the future, people will be consultants or contractors or individual businesses generating income from the internet. So if we look at the internet, I wrote an article recently on 21st Century News that was talking about is the future of business, successful businesses are all about how to build a business by giving something away for free, and how you can build an extraordinary business by doing that. And the internet has made that possible. Let me give you some examples you know about. Google as an example. I mean, how much have you paid Google to search on Google? Absolutely nothing. Yet they've built a multi-billion-dollar company by effectively creating a product that they don't even charge for. Yet, of course, we know indirectly they generate revenue from advertising. So what we're going to look at is what we call an indirect model. And this is one of the things that we want to look at in the world of business, is that many people think if they're going to start an internet business or any business, they're so focused on a direct type model where they just try and sell something, and that's why they fail and they quit and they go back to their job. And they never get to live the extraordinary quality of life that they could if they had that breakthrough, or willing to be open-minded or smart enough to do the shortcut to success. And then the shortcut to success is find someone that's already achieving the results you want, whether that be in real estate, stock market, particular career or industry, or in the internet business. So when I first made my first million from the internet business, I did that purely because one of my friends I'd heard was making $90,000 a month on the internet. This is many years ago. So I went and wanted to know how he was doing that, because I had no idea. I thought the internet, I didn't know how to make money on the internet. So I went and learned off him, and I was able to apply it to numerous different businesses and generate a lot of income. And it's the same thing. So if you're not sure how to do something, be smart enough to learn, and that's the power of e-learning, off others who have a PhD in results that can show you how to go about doing this. So the indirect model, another one to give an example, Facebook. I'm sure you have a Facebook account, and how much you pay every month to use Facebook. Of course, you pay nothing. It's a model that's being built on giving you something for free, adding massive value, And you don't have to pay for it. Indirectly, as we know, Facebook generates its revenue through advertising. Now, this isn't necessarily a new model. It's a new model for the internet. You might be familiar with TV, free-to-air TV. How to free-to-air TV produce or buy the rights to expensive TV shows to entertain you for free. And then, as we know, we watch TV and then we have to hide to bitch and moan about the TV ads. Yet, we know indirectly there's no such thing as a free lunch. We get that entertainment for free, but they have to be able to sell TV ads in order to pay and hopefully make a profit. So the indirect model is a very successful model that's been used in business before the internet, and certainly now with the internet, it's a critical way to do it. So what we're going to do if you want to build a business is that what you want to really do is not trying to sell a product up front. It's a little bit like if you're going to go out on a date. You don't try and close the deal necessarily on the first date or even before you take someone on a date. You want to use that metaphor. You want to build a relationship, build trust, build accountability, build reliability, and build that you can add value to someone's life in some way. So indirectly what you want to do, business, and you've heard it before, is all about building relationships. So let's stick to that rule on the internet. So what you want to do is build up a following. Now, with Facebook and social media, it's become so much easier for the average person to build up a following. Some people say, you've probably heard of blogging and things like that. And a lot of people go, well, I don't know how to blog. Well, if you've got a Facebook account, you're a blogger. If you post something on Facebook, you've just blogged something about your life. And you would have a following. Now, the more popular you are, the more friends you might have, or Facebook friends, and the more people that follow what you do. And some of these things you might blog about just might be every part of your life. So we've seen what you can do now is you build a following. Now, in my businesses, I've built a significant following over the last 15 years. And how I do that is, even to this day, I'm effectively a blogger. I write articles, and we have a blogging on steroids, which is our 21st Century news site, which is an independent news site, which provides dozens and dozens of educational or news articles every day. So we're putting a lot of information out there, and that spreads it out to our following, and that spreads to more and more people that are getting value from that education. And it builds a better following. And same with Facebook and Twitter and these things, where you're building a relationship with a large amount of people. So as a result, a website, and with this business, you'll be given a website and blog, which is pre-set up, that will have a feed for our 21st Century news feed. So you won't even have to do anything in that regard, and it will be fed articles every day, updated on your website, that's spreading your business out there in the internet world. You'll also be able to have a feed that will go into your site of success stories. Every day it'll be fed with new and new success stories. So people traveling on the internet that come across your particular site will be able to see success stories of people that have taken this education and made a difference to their life, or become involved in the e-network business opportunity and made significant money. And as a result of that, they're more inclined to want to find out more about the information. Plus, you'll be able to post your own blogs. And you say, well, how do I blog? Well, you're just basically going to write about things, or take the existing articles that are made available for you and post them. And what this does is, your goal is not in an e-network type business, is to necessarily go out to meetings and know people and harass your friends to join something. You're going to be given a website, and you'll be shown how to drive traffic to your website. Now, how much does it cost to drive traffic? Well, there's two ways to do that. You can get free traffic, organic traffic, or you can get paid traffic. And I'm not going to go into all the details of that right now, but obviously, to give you a clue, if you're starting a business with low budget and you don't want to have to pay much for advertising, you can get a lot of free traffic, or regardless, you'll be getting free traffic. But by blogging and having this site set up and spreading the word, then more and more people come to your website. Now, what happens from there is you're building a following. You're not trying to necessarily sell people straight away. You're building a following of adding value, of education and information that can improve their life in some way. Now, what will happen out of that is a percentage of that traffic will want to get started in the business. And from as little as $27, they can get started in enrolling in some of our e-learning educational programs and start learning to improve their life in some way. They also, if they wish to build a business and add this fourth income that I showed you back here, this internet income, this fourth income, to the strategies they'll be learning through the 21st Century e-learning, then they can also join and enroll as a result to doing that, and you're going to earn income. So to give an example, what we've done to really, I guess, make it as lucrative as possible to say, you know what, our goal is really to reach, you know, as I said, 1 million and then 10 million and ultimately 100 million people or more. So we're happy to entice you to want to be involved and help spread the message and help us achieve our mission of making a 20th century education available around the world and give you as much as 100% in commissions. Now, if we could give you 101%, we would certainly do that. That's not possible. 100% is max, but for your very first sale, you will earn 100%. And as a result of that, even if it's just on a $27 level program, then that's still an extra $27 a month. But this is a recurring income because it's, if they choose, your customer or chooses to continue to get access to that education, they'll pay that $27 every month, and that will be an email that you'll get to your account saying you just made a sale and there's $27, and that will go automatically into your back office system, and you'll be able to transfer that to your bank account whenever you feel like you need that money transferred. So it's incredibly simple in that regard. So you're saying, Jamie, hang on a minute, are you saying that I could build an additional income on top of all these strategies I'm going to learn by enrolling in these e-learning courses and learn at my own pace? But I can build an internet business, and the training will also teach me how to do this and drive traffic to my site, so I don't have to go out there and ring 100 friends and harass 99 of them. And you don't have to go to all these meetings, etc. You can just sit at home on top of the other things, do some blogging, or let the automatic blog feeds do a lot of it for you. And as a result of that, people start being part of this system. Exactly, that's how it works. And the better you get at that, the more income you can earn. But a lot of people won't just want to start at $27. They might want to upgrade to the other educational programs, and we have a $97 a month program. And this program, to give an example, this program that they access for $97 a month has been selling in the marketplace for over a decade for over $4,000. Yet you'll be able to have those type programs that already sell in the marketplace at the same price or less. In this case, this particular program, way less. So massive value that people have been paying thousands and thousands of dollars for a fraction of that. So you have a genuine business where it's had 15 years of proven track record out there in the marketplace that you can make available via your website, which is all set up for you, by the way. As soon as you enroll at the $27 a month program, you'll get the blogging system and website, and away your business goes. Now, as far as in the last 15 years, as I mentioned perhaps before, you might have seen it, that we've had incredible lecturers come and teach and share their knowledge at our programs. People such as Sir Richard Branson, the billionaire founder of Virgin Group of companies. Do you think he might know a thing or two on business and his experience and how he's been successful at? When people such as Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's probably the most overachievers on the planet. They didn't just become a world champion bodybuilding, but then went and did it. Many people don't realize before he made even his big money, become one of the highest Hollywood actors. At the time, he was the highest, and that was a goal that he had. He made his first $1 million through real estate in the United States. So he's a very big believer in these strategies. He self-educated himself, exactly what I'm teaching you here to do. And he self-educated himself, invested, and as a result of him, as an example, being successful in real estate, he was able to wait and take the best paying roles as an actor, where other actors had to take any role and often didn't excel and achieve as much because they were desperate for money and they didn't do and set themselves up what you can do by learning and replicating the things that successful people have done. Tim Ferriss, 4-Hour Workweek, a great lecture on how to be more proficient with your time and more effective and have an amazing lifestyle. Harry Dent, as far as a leading US economist. All these types of people that have been some of the speakers at our events. So the quality of education you're going to get access. You can get access to all of this. So as you progress, people, your clients and yourself will want to continue to educate yourself. So I guess we've created a very good motto, is that this gives you the opportunity to learn while you earn. And while you're learning and developing your modern day 20th century education to help you and your family, you're getting 100% commission from an internet business. If that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. I'm very excited about the opportunity and inviting you to join us. And I look forward to seeing you at some of the live events around the world and welcome you to the 21st Century family. And I encourage you to help us achieve our mission of taking a e-learning 20th century education to the world.
Hi, I'm Anastasia from the Gold Coast in Australia and from 21st Century E Network. I really want to talk to you a little bit about training and firstly some of the things that really tick the boxes for me for 21st Century E Network. Online, great educational products that I absolutely knew people would love, a product where I could really invest my time and learn myself and certainly make a great income, you know, working from home and wherever it may be that I want to conduct my work. And, you know, I looked at this business and I said, look, all I need is my laptop, my phone, internet, Skype, that's it. And I can basically run my business from anywhere around the world. And why I loved it is because setup costs are really, really low. And away you go earning great commissions. So this has definitely ticked all of my boxes. For me, when I first got started in online business, I really wanted to look for the training, and the training here is absolutely amazing. The people that you'll get to work with, such as leaders as myself and many leaders throughout the company, especially Jamie, he's a great mentor. You'll see how it is possible to create the ideal lifestyle that you've been dreaming about for so long. The training is great. So once you start going through the training, you'll be, you know, earning a great income. You'll be learning about new products. You'll be learning how to invest, and people are just going to thank you and say, "Wow, where was this 10 years ago for me to join, you know, the network side of things?" You know, what do? I look at, hey, online. What can I do online to give myself a better presence? So when you get started, you've got your own website, and you'll learn how to market that website, which is really important. And if you just come over here for a minute, if you can just imagine a really big funnel. So all of the people that you're talking to and lead generation, they're all going to go into a massive big funnel. And what happens here is that everybody that's come into the funnel, they're receiving your emails, they're looking at your website, they're listening to training calls, they're like, wow. You'll eventually have people coming out of this funnel and they'll all be getting started in different stages. So that's going to create a really good income for you. So imagine this big funnel, all of your leads and your lead generation, they're all going into the funnel, they're coming out the other end, and it's like, wow. So you just keep generating that, keep up your momentum, keep things moving, keep things going, and just keep believing in what you do, and you'll see those leads transpire into dollars, because that's how it certainly worked for me. What I do is I focus on doing what I can every day. So I like to have my steps during the day of what it is as a leader, what I like to do and how I like to plan out my day and achieve that. You know, and sometimes you've really got to build a bit of a structure when you're working from home, because you don't have anybody breathing down your neck and you've got to set your own pace. So you've really got to be motivated, and you know, with this company, with these products, you're going to be super motivated, and when you see your income starting and generating up, it's going to make you even more motivated again. So set your structure. It's really important that you know what you're doing and when you're doing it. But of course, you know, working from home and having such a great online business, you're going to be able to be flexible and do the things at the different times of day that you want to do them. So that's what I do. Now, as a mentor and a leader, I like to encourage everybody to be accountable. I want everybody to be accountable for what they're doing in their own business, because it's up to you to get those results. We're all here to certainly guide you and assist you and give you amazing training. And for me, in my first online business, I really didn't have that, and I craved for that. So I wouldn't let anybody go without that now. It's something that is definitely a must, because you've got to be self-motivated, but you also need a great mentor, and 21st Century E Network has great mentors to assist you along the way. Now, time, you've got to invest time. So when you start with your online business, be really realistic. Say, hey, I'm going to put 20 hours a week into this. You know, don't set yourself up for a downfall. Don't put your expectations too high, but set yourself some goals, and goals and planning are really important. So really invest that time into yourself, into your business, so that you can start achieving and seeing how you're going to achieve more. The other thing is believe in your product. Guys, this is an amazing product. It's up to you to understand and know your product and just how it's going to benefit so many people around the world. And being a global business, I mean, you're going to have people getting started with you from all around the world. It doesn't matter where they are. If they've got access to a computer, they can see your website and they can get started with you. So really believe in your product and keep learning, and you know, you're going to achieve a lot when you're learning more and you're understanding a lot more as well. So do what leaders do. I can assure you, I can tell you now that when leaders start an online business, they don't sit at home and do nothing. They get out there, they start their blogging, and you'll learn how to do all of that blogging. They start talking to people, whether it's Facebook or social media, whichever avenue you're going to choose. You're going to see, you know, and understand that leaders don't just sit down and do nothing. They're very active in what they do because they want to see results. And, you know, at the end of the day, you've got to say to yourself, do I really want to help people achieve their dreams and their goals and an amazing lifestyle? Well, I'm in this so I can see people change their lives. And it's been life-changing for me to see people who were earning $40,000 a year to now earning like $80,000 a month. And, you know, I had one guy that got started with me. He had a mortgage, 4 children. He was earning $60,000 a month. And he was working for the Supreme Court at the time, and they knocked his salary back to 40 grand and said, look, mate, I'm sorry, we can't afford to pay you anymore. And he said, but why? I can't afford that. I've got a mortgage, I've got 4 kids. And they said, we're really, really sorry about that. So he found me online, I coached him, I mentored him, and I assisted him. And within his first 5 weeks working with me, he earned something, I think it was around $54,000. He just freaked out. His wife loves him all over again. It's amazing. Unfortunately, his name's on the dishwasher now, you know, to empty the dishwasher because he's doing so well with online, and he's home a lot more, and the kids are happier and the whole family is a lot happier. And that's just one of the testimonials and one of the stories that I can share with you today, but I do have many more, and you're going to hear about so many with an amazing business like this. So you've got to be a leader, you've got to be, do, act, and then you'll have. So you've got to be a leader, do what leaders do, then you'll have what leaders do, and you've really got to act in the spirit of a leader. And you know what? I've never focused on the money. I've always focused on helping people achieve their dreams and what I love doing, and the money has just followed. And that's the amazing thing with an online business like this. I have to tell you that if you always do what you've always done, you'll always have what you've always had. And it's time for you to make a change, and it's great for you to get out of your comfort zone and learn something that is, you know, something that's out of this world, something that you probably haven't dreamed of. You know, people around the world who are stuck in a job, just over broke, are probably thinking, how do I get out of this job that I hate so much? I come across people every day that are sick and tired of their jobs, that are looking for a better income, that want to change things. And there are so many people out there that have hobbies and a real passion that they want to do. So for me, I'd love to say to you is, if you get the money part out of the way, then you can really focus on your passion in life, which is very, very important to you. You know, time waits for no one. What are you waiting for? The time is now to get started and make a change in your life and do something that's meaningful for you. And life is not a dress rehearsal. I say to people this all the time. So what are you waiting for? You know, it's something so simple. You can get started. You can learn the process. It's very simple and easy to learn. And this is why I love this company. The commissions are unbelievable. So it's time for you to get started and make a change with your life. And, you know, for me, I've loved going through all of these things with you, and I'd love to do that more with you. So I'll see you very soon. Thank you.